Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Teddi Mellencamp RHOBH says a prolonged mood swing is on the horizon. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alum issued the warning during a recent interview with Extract, where she opened up about the next step in her cancer journey. Teddi, who was diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma earlier this year, said she will return to the hospital on Wednesday, April 23rd, to determine if there have been any changes to her brain tumors. Next Wednesday, I go in and get my next CAT scan, where they'll find out if these recent tumors are getting smaller, she confirmed. And then, I also get my third round of immunotherapy. I always thought radiation was the one that was going to kick my butt, but it's been immunotherapy. So, we've got about 4 days of a bad mood coming up. Everybody, clear out. After a years-long battle with melanoma, Teddi learned the cancer had metastasized to her brain and lungs. The Beverly Hills mom announced the diagnosis back in February, shortly before undergoing brain surgery. Since then, doctors discovered additional tumors in Teddi's body and gave her a 50-by-50 chance at surviving. Although Teddi said her prognosis was scary, she refused to give up hope. That's what they say, she said about the 50-by-50 odds. But with immunotherapy, it's only been around 10 years. If you go online and look, which I don't recommend anyone to do, the percentage is way lower. But I feel like in my heart of hearts, I'm going to beat it. I get sad at the idea of not. My kids are young, and I still have a lot more trouble to cause. I'm nowhere near ready and feel like I'm going to fight as hard as I possibly can. But no, it's scary. Teddi said her cancer battle has been an emotional roller coaster, and understandably so. She told the outlet she tends to get sad when lying in bed at night and can get angry during her workouts. However, she finds balance by doing the things that she loves, like spending time with her kids and horseback riding. Teddi also expressed gratitude for all the support she's received over the last couple of months. She was particularly proud of the impact she's had on those who have followed her journey, saying she inspired many people to undergo cancer screenings. I would say a big thing has been all of the people messaging me saying, "I went and got checked because of you," she said. Everybody wants you to just kind of stay calm, so that's kind of how I'm trying to be, she continued. Even Vanderpump rules. Lala Kent sent me a text the other day, and she's like, "I went to the dermatologist, and the first thing they said was, Teddi has changed the game." You have no idea how many appointments we get because of her story. And that makes me feel good because I'm like, at least if I feel terrible, there's a lot of other people that are going to catch things earlier than I did. Find out how Teddi's cancer diagnosis is affecting her and Edwin RHOBH's ongoing divorce and their children. The morning light streamed through the oversized windows of Teddi Mellencamp's Los Angeles home, diffusing into a soft glow that kissed every surface with a golden hue. But the brightness didn't match the tension in the room. A quiet determination hummed beneath her breath as she tied her sneakers, pink, not for fashion, but for fight. She paused, caught her reflection in the hallway mirror, and gave a half smile. "Let's do this," she murmured. The last few months had been anything but predictable. After being diagnosed with stage 2 melanoma, Teddi found herself thrust into a fight she never anticipated. As a fitness coach, accountability expert, and former Real Housewife, she was used to pushing others past their limits. But now, her own limits were being tested in ways she hadn't prepared for. Chemo, surgeries, scans, waiting, more waiting. I never imagined my life becoming a series of medical appointments and pathology reports, she had confessed on her podcast 2 T's in a Pod. But here we are. Her voice had wavered that day. She rarely let it. Vulnerability wasn't her brand. Strength was. Grit. Discipline. But cancer didn't care about brands or Instagram filters. It stripped her down to something raw and real. And yet, as she stared down the next big step in her journey, an aggressive clinical trial, she found herself needing to shed something more than fear. She needed space. Literal, emotional, spiritual. Which is why, when friends and family had started to gather in her kitchen that Sunday morning, offering comfort, smoothies, and unsolicited advice, she calmly stood up. raised her arms, and said the words that would ripple far beyond her Malibu neighborhood. "Everybody, clear out." Her dad, John Mellencamp, gave her a sharp look. "Teddy, no," she said firmly but gently. "I love you. I appreciate you. But right now, I need room to breathe." Her husband Edwin studied her closely, concern flickering in his eyes. "You're not alone in this," he said. She walked over and kissed his cheek. "I know, but there's a difference between being alone and needing space. Right now, I need to face this next chapter on my own terms. Just me. No noise. No well-meaning chaos." It wasn't a rejection. It was a reclamation. Later that day, Teddi posted a video to her 1.2 million Instagram followers. No makeup, hair pulled back in a messy ponytail. Her tone was steady. "So here's the deal," she began. "Tomorrow, I'm starting a new phase of treatment. It's a clinical trial. It's intense. It's scary. But it might be the thing that saves my life. I've been surrounded by love, truly. But this morning, I realized I needed to hit pause on everything and clear the energy. No distractions. No, how are you feeling? On repeat. Just clarity. Just me. I'm not pushing people away. I'm choosing to pull myself inward. To focus." The video went viral in less than a day. #ClearOutForClarity began trending on TikTok and Instagram, with other women, cancer fighters, survivors, and even healthy followers posting their own clear out moments. One woman in Brooklyn threw a goodbye clutter party and donated 14 bags of stuff to a cancer charity. A nurse in Michigan filmed herself doing a silent meditation in her parked car before her night shift, tagging Teddi for inspiration. A teenager in Phoenix posted a video of her shaving her head before starting chemo, declaring, "I'm not scared. I'm clear." And Teddi? She unplugged. No phone. No interviews. No podcast. Instead, she retreated into her private space, where the only voices she allowed were those of her own intuition and her doctor's. The clinical trial was rigorous. Weekly infusions, blood work, side effects that left her weak and nauseated. But she journaled daily. She practiced breath work. She walked slowly through her backyard every morning, barefoot in the dewy grass. And she wrote on her bathroom mirror in dry erase marker, "Clarity is power." Every time she felt the fog of fear creeping in, she repeated those words. She was no longer reacting. She was choosing. 3 weeks into treatment, she reappeared online. A live stream. Unfiltered. Unexpected. Wearing a hoodie and sipping ginger tea, she smiled. "I missed you guys," she said. "But I needed that silence." And guess what? The first scan shows reduction. Not a cure. Not yet. But movement in the right direction. Her smile deepened. And I believe, deep in my soul, that clearing out all the noise helped me get here. She then invited her followers to do the same, whether facing illness, heartbreak, burnout, or just a world that never seems to stop shouting. Clear the room. Find your breath. Get still. You don't need to explain. Just do it. The comments flooded in. Chills. "Thank you for giving me permission to do the same. You're a warrior." And then, from someone anonymous, "You didn't just clear the room, Teddi. You cleared the path for all of us." Months later, the phrase, "everybody, clear out," would become more than a moment. It became a movement. Teddi trademarked it, not for profit, but to build a foundation that offered mental and emotional support to women undergoing aggressive cancer treatments. The foundation's mission was simple. When the world gets too loud, we help you find your quiet. She started hosting silent retreats in the desert, where patients and survivors sat in circle under the stars and screamed out every fear they had into the night sky, followed by hours of pure silence, breath, and peace. She didn't want to be known as the reality star with cancer. She wanted to be remembered as the woman who stood in a crowded room, full of love and noise, and still had the courage to say, "I need space to save myself."